Welcome to this week's version of Nichols and Dimes, our weekly video series. Well, if you've been in the financial markets for a short period of time or a long period of time, you know there are a number of resources out there where you can access financial products or investment strategies, and you could do it yourself, you could hire a professional, or maybe some combination. So we often meet with new folks who are considering hiring an advisor for whatever reason. Maybe they just retired, or maybe they sold their business, or maybe they're in a transition phase. So we often talk to them about opportunities to engage an advisor and why it may or may not make sense for them. And I don't think there's any right or wrong. It's really what their specific situation, their expertise or lack thereof. So today we're going to talk about three of the financial resources that are available in the financial marketplace that you have the ability to access. And some of you are doing, investment management yourself. Some folks are really hands off and hire an advisory team. So what does that look like when you hire an advisor to assist you or do it yourself? So there are generally three financial, let's call it avenues that you can choose from. So the first is, let's call them product providers. These are self-directed type relationships where, for example, you open an account, you invest in the investments yourself. You presumably have the time and on some level expertise to do that. So these are self-directed product providers. And some of them, for example, could include like Vanguard or Fidelity, just as an example. The next step, if you will, on the rung. Well, I should note again, they give you access to investment products. The next step on the rung here is the investment advisor. So folks who maybe don't have necessarily the expertise or the time generally hire an investment advisor. And in that capacity, the investment advisor generally helps, of course, with investments, investment strategy, asset allocation, things like what investments to invest in for growth and income if that's your goal, or and again, to help guide you through the financial markets. So again, that's the second, let's call it phase or area that you could consider participating in, hiring an investment advisor. The third area or type of financial resource is the holistic planner. So they're generally going to be more comprehensive than a traditional investment advisor, and they provide access to, of course, investment advice and guidance. They also do things like retirement income planning. So some folks who are transitioning from working to the retirement phase of their life obviously likely need some guidance on developing an income plan. So a holistic planner would help with things like that. A holistic planner may guide on taxes, whether it's how to reduce or eliminate income taxes, or how to create an efficient tax, let's call it income plan. In other words, what accounts to withdraw what amount of money and when. So again, to come up with an income plan that addresses taxes. A holistic planner also helps with healthcare decisions. So for example, as we all know, as we get older, healthcare costs tend to go up. Do you, for example, if you're looking at long-term care, do you self-fund? Do you do something like buy a long-term care policy? So these are some decisions a holistic planner can help with, and also legacy planning, wills and trust recommendation, beneficiary guidance, for example. What do you want to leave to whom and when? So helping clients make decisions on legacy planning. So generically speaking, if you were to look at comparing the product provider on the bottom here, again, that's the, let's call it self-directed, the do-it-yourself investor, versus the investment advisor, which one of these two avenues or resources would you tend to think you're going to pay more for? Well, in most cases, the folks will pay a little more for an investment advisor. Why? Because they're generally giving more value in terms of proactive investment advice And obviously there's a time element there. So again, you're generally going to pay a little more for an investment advisor. So going up on the top rung, if you look at the cost comparison of a holistic planner versus an investment advisor or a product provider, which one are you probably going to pay more for? Yeah, again, you're probably going to pay more for a holistic planner. Why? And again, in most cases, these folks are providing more value. And generally, if you get more value, you tend to pay for it. Okay, no right or wrong here. It just is what it is. So, and again, in this situation, generally speaking, in the financial markets, you have three types of resources. The product provider, which again are the self-directed folks who have the time and on some level expertise and willingness to do that. Then you have the investment advisor who really just focuses on investment management. And then, of course, the holistic planner who, again, encompasses generally a lot of resources and value in terms of income planning, tax planning, investments, healthcare planning, and legacy planning. And in my opinion, there's no right or wrong to any of this stuff. So if you are the type of investor who has the time and willingness and on some level of expertise, you might as well go with the lower cost resources like a Fidelity or Vanguard, using some examples. Or, I know there's some online robo-advisors like Betterment, those type of resources. If, though, you want maybe more proactive investment guidance, maybe you don't have the time and expertise, you may hire an investment advisor. Or, of course, if you want comprehensive planning where someone looks at your holistic situation, where they help you get clarity on what your goals and objectives are and help develop a plan and are looking at your entire financial situation on a proactive, ongoing basis, you may consider a holistic planner. And I should note, we are holistic planners. That's how we differentiate ourselves in terms of support for clients and in terms of comprehensive planning. Again, no right or wrong here. Our suggestion is really just do what works for you. And then if you're doing what works for you, just keep doing it. If something that you're doing is not working for you, maybe you reach out to get a second opinion, with an investment advisor or a holistic planner. To that end, if you would like a second opinion on your portfolio or your overall financial situation holistically, you could send us an email, cnichols@nicholswealth.com, or go on our website at nicholswealth.com to learn more about what we do. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.